Why are you panicking, people?
Well, you did want the easy job of lying down.
Oh, Juanita? Maybe just don't go that far down.
What to do? A minute, like that.
Yeah.
And we'll tuck that in as well. Right.
Good thing.
There you go, my dear. Normally we would have them take their top off. Right, but I'll do that today. Just like that. What I was saying to the girls is that you'll be aware of what obviously mesotherapy, and obviously you'll know that there's different types of mesotherapy out there. So the one that we're going to use today is in conjunction with machines like this, so Galvanic, or you could use it with microneedling, but it's not the type that you would inject into the skin. Do you know what I mean? So that'd be a different form.
Is it roll or the
yeah? So you could do
frequency?
you could do it with a dermapen, a roller, or you can use Galvanic's the old method of applying mesotherapy. That was the way that we always introduced it into the skin. Whereas there's obviously different skin boosters and things like that are classed as injectables, right? But we're not doing that because it's level 3. So we have to find a different form of meso, which is the one we're using. Right?
Megan just came back from holiday yesterday. Turkey.
The girls have been trained to use gloves, right? But there are times when we have to take them off. We usually take them off at the end of a treatment if you're applying like your moisturiser or your SPF, or if you're doing massage, right? We take them off at that point. But it's just good practice to try and use gloves just now.
I always use gloves and stuff, but if you tell me the end of it should be take it off and I should be remove this one, is that correct? Yeah.
So just be really careful.
Okay. The necessity to take them off, I gotta take it off.
Okay. I think again it's just a thing that we always have our nails really short.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Especially for massage.
Yeah, it's better.
It's alright, you don't need to be quiet.
You guys partners together?
Married for 40 years.
I'm married 15 as well.
Wow. Brilliant.
She's good.
Everyone's watching.
If Paula starts snoring, we'll know it's because she's tired.
She needed rest. Okay.
It's going to be difficult, isn't it, with the lashes on? Just look at it. It's like, right, this thing gets popped in. I'll do that. Right, so this is Galvanic, okay, so you've got two hand pieces, but the client holds one and you hold one. So the client will hold the anode, which is the positive, and then
I thought you should give me
you
that.
hold, the therapist holds the negative. What happens is it creates a circuit. So right, so it helps draw. So when you're actually doing exfoliation, it works against it, so it actually helps draw out the impurities. And that's how it works. That's absolutely fine to do that. It's a bit over. Now the other thing, can I just take that back out? That should be slightly damp. Now you can get sponges as well instead of the, I just use that, like, just as the same thing.
And what the dampness does is it just helps the electricity flow from the device into the skin.
The main thing is the electricity. It just
Yeah.
go like that.
Yeah.
It's good for exfoliating.
Okay,
Yep.
would you hear?
Quite
Right.
interesting.
Okay.
So in the first part, what's happening is that the energy is flowing in a way that is pulling off all of the unwanted stuff, and then when you go to the next part of the treatment, it's putting the good stuff into the skin.
Okay.
That means the pores is start to be open.
Open.
What do you do with it? Video.
Just turn on
so,
the first.
Okay. Alright, there's
Oh,
no fix.
no,
Turn it
it's
back on.
off. Okay.
Right, so
And then
remember the
on
button has to be at negative. No, inside the machine itself, in
Uh-huh.
the light panel. Right, so that positive, if you turn that to negative,
How
see
can you? I don't know.
put that one there.
Okay.
Right, so
What if
that's, and then put the intensity up a little bit. Right, so put it to about 4 or 5.
Go on that side, yeah. Yep, there you go.
Okay.
Right, now
Good.
what you have to do is then place the electrode on the skin before we actually physically turn it on. Right,
And now I can.
that's it. That's you.
And it take 10 minutes.
Yeah, well, 5 to 10 minutes tops, right? So we have to make sure we cover the full face and you keep it moving. And you've got to try and not lift it off the skin. It could cause a little.
It causes a little spark,
Please don't.
because if you pull it off the skin,
Yeah.
No.
the electricity will try and close the gap,
Don't trust
so the electricity will jump. So it could cause a little spark and be uncomfortable for the patient or the client. So, so keep it moving and don't lift it off the skin. So what you do
Slow it down.
when you're switching it on,
Slow down.
Yeah.
you move,
That's good. But you
put the thing on the skin and move it, then you switch it on while you're still moving it.
gel.
Because what you don't want is all of the power
That's the
going through one
exfoliator.
part of the
And
skin.
Des-
Keep it moving.
desensitization.
And after that, turn it on.
And turn it on while you're moving it.
Exfoliation.
And
And
do
then
it at the
next-
end.
And at the end,
And the next
keep it
one,
moving
so
and turn it
and
off.
put it
So you've
into
got to be
the
able to
skin.
work both hands.
Yeah, yeah. Good.
So that I've started doing the negative polar there, but just a minute or so before we finish, you turn it to positive, and you've got to do all that and still keep this thing on the skin, so you can't lift it off. And you do that for you to make sure you cover the full face once, at least once, and then that closes everything back down again. And then we take off
The mask.
this and then cleanse that off, the gel off. Once that's done, we then reapply the anti-ferasis gel, but that stays on the skin. Right, and if there's any residue, you can just massage that in.
And this
That's it.
process is good for any kind of skin. It doesn't
Yes,
matter.
it is. The things to think, we've got what's called contraindications, right? And that's reasons now. There's two different types. There's ones that we definitely don't touch. So usually things like any type of infection. So if there's bacterial, fungal, and the skin's pretty bad, a few little pimples and things, but our skin's okay, right? But that would be that's an absolute contraindication. We don't touch the skin. But if it's a restricted one, whereas they might have a little cut or a bruise or something, we can work around it.
Okay.
So that's a contraindication as well. But there's a lot of different types of contraindications, and it's all in your book, right? But when you go to do your homework, you'll be asked about those, and when we're asked about them, we don't just list them. We've got to put a little description of each of them. But we'll get through all that. Because what I'm going to do, I didn't do any theory yet today, but I think we're going to leave that today and we'll start theory the next time we're in. So every time you come in, we'll do at least 1 hour theory and then get straight on to the practical. Right, and do it that way. But what I'll do is later with yourself, I'll take you through that book and let you kind of see how it works.
Yeah. Because it's a long time I disconnect to courses and classes. Just come back again.
I can't
That's
change
it.
the negative. I can't change it. I'll take
Go around it again, maybe and really concentrate in the cheek area. This will do our skin good. What I was going to do is going to put some ozone on our skin, wasn't I? Forgot about that bit. We've got a facial steamer that we use a lot in facials, and it has an ozone filter, so it's really good for people that have like blemishes or oily skin. It helps to heal that.
You can't use it around the lips.
You can't, no, not, so we never ever go on top of the lips
Yeah.
or the eyelids. You're definitely out. Whoop. Right, what I would do now is find a safe place where you feel comfortable with your hand, right? Keep it moving, and then turn that little button to positive. And see where it says N? Change that to S. Right, that's you. So you want to go right over the full face, at least once.
Now what will happen?
It's closing, it's going to close over the pores, right? But then you're going to take all that, the gel off anyway, and you're going to cleanse the skin again. Remember the first time I saw this machine at college, I just thought, that looks really hard.
It looks hard.
So we start this one first, get it out the way.
Is there any new machine in industry is working exactly same as this machine? Or?
Well, you could do, you do find a lot of salons, clinics don't really tend to use a lot of what we're doing. I know
I've never seen.
No, you wouldn't have.
Yeah.
Unless you walk into a clinic or a salon that has maybe a combination unit. At the end of the day, what you're learning in here is the basics, because you might see it out there. There's things like Ferradic that we use that you definitely possibly will see out, because your Casey machines, non-surgical facelift, they use Ferradic. And I think they use something else in there now, because I know they've really advanced. Your non-surgical facelifts, so you can get KSA, Cerisa, all these big companies, and they are predominantly using a Ferradic electrical current. This one, Galvanic, it might be combined in something else that you might use. Once you've done all your level 3, you can then go on and use things like HIFU machines, radio frequency, because they're classed as a level 4, so they're the next step up.
Yeah.
Some people use vacuum suction. We're going to do that today.
That's my favorite.
For HIFU, we need another
Right.
course.
So that would be used. So what you could do now is, as you're still rolling, just turn off the red button, the red one at the top. That's it. Turn it off. That's you. Right. So we'll take